Hey authors, welcome to Author Nation. I'm Melody Ann. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about emotions in storytelling. It's very specifically emotional fluidity in storytelling. One of the things I notice that authors do in their storytelling, and also in oral storytelling, I notice this, they kind of decide on the mood and the emotion in the story. It's like, this is a dark story, this is a sad story, this is a scary story, this is a joyful story. And they just pick one. This is a scary story, so everything has to be scary. Everything I say has to be scary. Nothing else can happen. And that's not realistic, because as humans, our emotions, honestly, whether we admit it or not on the outside, a lot of times on the inside, our emotions all over the place. Have you ever seen someone cry and laugh at a funeral? My guess is you have. I know I have. They're not crying and laughing because there's something wrong with them, or they're not laughing because they're mean or something like that. We are human beings. We go through a flow of emotions. Our emotions, we go from sad to laughter, and very quickly, and that's normal. So when you're telling your stories, whether oral stories or written stories or writing an entire memoir, remember, it's not all one emotion. Our emotions are fluid, and our emotions are fleeting. We can be happy one moment and sad the next. We can go boom, 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 boom. Our emotions can be fleeting. Even in dark stories, especially in dark stories, you want to have humor. When I tell dark stories, I like to make sure there's some humor in there, or something joyful, or some kind of I don't want to say opposite emotion, but some kind of emotion on the other side of the emotion wheel. And I'll talk about the emotion wheel in just a minute, so that there's a balance in the emotions in a story. Your audience needs that. If you just pummel them with one emotion constantly, it's overwhelming. So you want emotional fluidity in your stories. And when you think about the story, there are different people in a story feeling different ways. The author, when writing the story, they feel a certain way. The characters in the story feel a certain way. The readers feel a certain way. And those may be completely different. Same in oral storytelling. I can stand up on stage and tell a story, and I can have an emotion, the story can have an emotion, and the audience can have a different emotion, and that can all be going on at the same time. And that's a normal thing, and that's part of our emotional flow, our emotional fluidity, right? And so we want that. We don't want to be afraid of that, if that makes sense. And so you want that emotional fluidity in your stories. So you think about what's going on in the story. How does the storyteller feel? How does the character feel? How does the audience feel? All emotions are important. All emotions are useful. You mixing anger in one moment and humor in the next, that's equal, that's important, they're all useful. And so I'm going to say emotions are neutral. And I know that's quite a statement, because I know in today's world, I see a lot of people going, let's strive for happy, 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 happy. Well, in my mind, and I think about as an editor, emotions are neutral. Characters are going to feel all of the emotions, just like you and I feel all of the emotions. And yeah, I'm happy a lot of the time, sure, but I'm also angry or sad or frightened as well. And so allowing all of those emotions to come in and considering them neutral in the sense of neither good nor bad, but what they do is they give us information and they help us make decisions. That's how you want to think about emotions, I believe, in your real life, but also in your writing as well, and in your storytelling. So remember, emotions are useful. Emotions serve us. So let them serve you in your life, and let them serve your characters in the stories you write or tell. I know that sometimes when storytelling, a lot of emotion can come up, or even when you're writing or reading, a lot of emotion can come up. And when the emotion takes over and takes full control, then they're often not serving us. So we do want to balance out our emotions and let them serve us, but not let them kind of take over and take control. Let's talk about the emotion wheel. So depending on which psychologist you talk to, there are either 4 basic emotions or 6 basic emotions. I'm going to go with 4 basic emotions for today. So, and the 4 basic emotions are sad, happy, angry, frightened. So there are some psychologists who say there are 6, but then from there, they go out and they become, if you look at the wheel, in the very center of the wheel, there are the 4 emotions: angry, sad, happy, frightened. And as they go out and out and out, they get more and more nuanced. Let me give you an example. Anger can also become frustrated, humiliated, mad, aggressive, critical, violated, resentful, disrespectful. These are all in that subsection of angry. And so when your character in the story becomes angry, allow them to have a nuanced emotion, right? Allow them to be more nuanced. So 1, let emotions flow. 2, allow people to have nuanced emotions. Let's do another example. Happy could be both peaceful or powerful or playful. It could be content, confident, respected. It could be loving, thankful, creative. Those are all in the happy kind of part of the emotion wheel. And so again, it's just another way to say, like, allow your characters to have nuanced emotions. And so go to your favorite search engine and type in feelings wheel or emotions wheel, and you'll get an example of a wheel with either 4 or 6 emotions, depending on which psychologist put it together. And you can use that in your storytelling. It's really, really important. I will put a link in the description as well, so you don't have to go searching. You can just find one. I found one. I'll put it in the description for you as well. Use emotions in your storytelling and allow them to flow and ebb and up and down and come in waves and shift and change. It's just like we do in real life, and allow them to be nuanced. I see a lot of people writing, angry or sad or happy. Think about what kind of happy are they? Are they content or are they joyful? Right? Think in more nuanced emotional flavors, so to speak. You don't always have to give a direct expression of emotions as well. You can also talk about, their body language, their demeanor, their word choice, their expressions, their volume, their tone, their bodily responses. You can use a variety of ways to show emotion. It doesn't just have to be he's angry or he's sad or he's happy. You can talk about color. You can use tone. You can use the landscape to set the mood or the tone. That you can set a scene that will help with the emotion, right? The intention of a story is to provide an experience for the audience as though they were there with the character, or as though they were the character. You want your audience to experience the story, not just hear it. And your audience wants to decide how they feel. They want to form their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions based on who they are and what you're bringing to them in the story. So they'll put that all together. So emotional fluidity, really important in your storytelling, whether you're oral storytelling or written storytelling. So allow your characters to be full emotional beings, whether they're humans or mice, it doesn't matter. And allow their emotions to ebb and flow, allow them to have nuanced emotions, and find a variety of ways to kind of express that emotion in the story. And that's it for today. I have an entire playlist on storytelling. The link will be in the description. Go check that out. And as always, I'll be posting more videos, useful videos for you. So subscribe so you don't miss a thing.